Ah, yes. Xenoblade 2 Torna the Golden Country. Just what's this? Why would you do that? That's just amateur move. Let me show you what a true professional does. Just look. Absolutely beautiful. Like just a true professional. Today's subject is the glitch known as zombie jump. This is a recently discovered trick that only works in the DLC version of Xenoblade 2 Torna the Golden Country. And that's just at the day of this video. It could change in the future, but for now it only works there. First half of the trick still works in the base game, and we need to explain that first. So the first half of the trick is called zombie hover. In order to do this, you just press all your trigger buttons down on the D-pad and the X button. Once you have that button combo done, after 5 seconds, your character will die and you reload to the nearest respawn point. Just hold down the buttons until you respawn, and then you'll reload in the zombie hover state. In order to get back to control of your character, you just switch between driver blade or, between blades, whatever it takes. And there's a few things we can do with a zombie hover setup. The first thing is we can fall without dying. It's not too useful in Torna, but it is a pretty interesting quirk of it. Another thing we can do is we can clip into the walls and other interesting places. And you might ask what wall we would clip into, and the answer to this is we can clip into the walls in the Dana Desert so that we can get to Tasteless Altar early. This lets us get endgame equipment by the time we can actually get to the desert section, which is really early. And with the basics out of the way of what we can do with zombie hover, let's get to actually how we do zombie jump. So in order to do zombie jump, we need to get 2 blades with zombie hover on them. In order to do this, for an example, I'm gonna use Jin and Haze. So we're gonna set up the first zombie hover on Jin, and then we'll switch to Haze. We need to get to the nearest camp, and then we're just gonna go into the camp menu, and once again we're gonna hit the button combination to initiate zombie hover. Once you have zombie hover on both Jin and Haze, you can start to do some really interesting things as you have now set up zombie jump. In order to actually perform zombie jump, you need to press left and then you need to press B in the correct sequence. This isn't a thing about mashing because it's a little bit too precise for that. However, once you do get the rhythm down, you can really gain some height, and you can go into all sorts of funny places should you choose to. There's some really, really interesting moments I've had with this glitch. Something to keep in mind while you're in zombie hover is that the main character can't discover, or the characters in zombie hover cannot discover landmarks. So you need to switch to the driver who does not have zombie hover on them to be able to discover them. The last thing is another glitch that happens in that we can teleport to the driver of the 2 blades that are in zombie hover state. And there's not really much we know about why or when this occurs. It just happens every once in a while, and you end up usually grounded somewhere. You can actually end up under kill planes, and it's particularly weird. The community is still in the process of learning the ins and outs of the trick. This video is more to show anyone who didn't know about this how to do it themselves. For those into speedrunning, you might be curious exactly how we can do this, or how we can use this to save time. And against perfect luck, we save 15 minutes or more. It doesn't sound like a whole lot of time, and it's really not. But against bad luck, you save like 30 or more minutes, because Torna is a game with a ton of RNG, and this cuts out so much of it. It makes it a much more consistent run to do. I think the last thing I need to say is a big thank you to the members of the community that found these glitches. So a big thank you goes to Xenoplayed for discovering the zombie jump glitch, and a big thank you goes to Chief's Affinity for finding Tasteless Altar early.